All right, this video, we're going to take a look at the cosine curve, and you're going to see you're going to get the same wave as the sine, except it's not going to start at the equilibrium. So let's just do the same exact thing we did in the last video. I'm going to take these 5 intercepts, and I'm going to plug them in for cosine. So when I plug in the 0, right, I take the cosine of 0, radians or degrees, and remember at 0 degrees, the ordered pair is 1, 0. But now, since it's cosine, the value that it's going to equal is the x value. So this is going to be 1. So you can kind of see here, now I'm not starting at the middle point. I'm going to start at the max. Right? The max is 1. Then if I do pi over 2, well, the ordered pair for pi over 2, I'm going to write it out again, is what? 0, 1. And then it's cosine, so the x value there is 0. Then when I do pi, at pi, the ordered pair is what? Negative 1, 0. And the x value there is negative 1. That's going to be our minimum point on the wave. And then you can see how the pattern just repeats. 3 pi over 2, the ordered pair is 0, negative 1. Since it's cosine, you take the x value, so it's 0. And then at 2 pi, we go full circle. 2 pi, it's this. That's the ordered pair. 1, 0, so we end at 1. So you can still how you kind of see 0 goes every other. But we're going to start at the max. So when I graph this first point is at 0, 1, which is right up here. Then I have pi over 2, 0, which is right here. Then I have pi negative 1. This is the minimum point. Then I have 3 pi over 2, 0, which is right there. It's another equilibrium. And then I have 2 pi 1. So if I started at the max, then I'm going to end at the max. So then when I graph it, and I'm only going to graph one cycle or one revolution, the cosine curve kind of looks like a U. I mean, I know it would continue. If I went to the left, it would look like this. If I went to the right, it would go down. And that curve would still continue. Okay, main point, I kind of already mentioned it. With cosine, when you graph cosine, it's always going to start at the max, right? This is the max right there. You'll see unless if I put a negative in front of the cosine. And we'll talk about that in class. But for now, let's just say cosine is going to start at the max. Okay, if we put a negative in front of it, it's actually going to flip. It's actually going to start at the minimum. And we'll talk about that more in class, along with all of this range, domain, period, and increments.